It was a heated exchange that symbolized just how tense things have become. During a recent press conference, the foreign ministers of Turkey and Greece didn't hide that relations have hit an all-time low. Everything from a series of maritime disputes to the treatment of asylum seekers and minorities in Greece has rocked relations across the Aegean. Greece's recent actions of pushing back refugees towards the Turkish border was condemned by Ankara. Rights groups also criticized Greece's actions as a violation of international law. Although NATO allies, the two countries have found little in common when it comes to security matters in the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean. Several maritime disputes have put the neighbors at odds, including over exploration rights for gas and other reserves. The mistreatment of people of Turkish descent in Greece has also received renewed focus following controversial moves by the Greek government. And to discuss the latest, joining me from Edirne, Turkey, is Ali Huseyinoglu. He is an associate professor at the Balkan Research Institute of Trakya University. And from Ankara, Tudor Onea. He is an assistant professor at Bilkent University. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program, Tudor. Could you walk us through the latest in the two-country relations, and what's your take on the latest clash between the Turkish and Greek foreign ministers during a press conference in Ankara?
Well, essentially, what is going on is, just a manifestation of two root causes. The first root cause has to do with the increasing power of Turkey and, the nervousness that this has caused in Greece. And the second has to do with the increased disputes over natural resources in the East Mediterranean. And this has exacerbated a whole range of other issues that, divided the two countries and have brought them again to the fore. And what was going on is that Turkey was seeking a rapprochement with Greece. It was trying to find a way to devise a diplomatic solution to this issue, but apparently, this might not be immediately apparent from the explicit comments of the Greek foreign minister, but it is the unwritten message. Greece is really not interested. So at this moment.
What's the reason behind this Greece's uncompromising attitude towards Turkey?
I believe that Greece believes that it is in a diplomatic stronger position because it has most of the East Mediterranean gas forum actors behind it. And this is an organization that includes, besides Greece, Italy, Cyprus, also France, right? Israel, Egypt, right? And the United States and the EU are observers, yes, which would leave Turkey diplomatically isolated, a condition that Greece would very much like to perpetuate.
And Ali, but after that, the Greek foreign minister Dendias backpedaled a bit when he was meeting with the Israeli, Greek Cypriot and the United Arab Emirates officials in southern Cyprus. He toned down his rhetoric towards Turkey and said his country wanted a positive dialogue with Turkey. What's your take on that?
I do believe that. I've been following Turkish-Greek relations since the early 2000s. Academically speaking, and we always have ups and downs in Turkish-Greek relations.
Yes.
And this was just a down point. This was I do believe that both countries, even immediate their exchange of ideas in quite a strained atmosphere in Ankara during the latest visits of the Dendias in Ankara, we can see that both parties, they immediately underlined that we do want to collaborate. Yes, we do have problems. We may think and interpret our problems and provide solutions in different ways, but we can find a common ground. This has almost always been the case in these kind of situations between the two neighboring countries. They do favor collaboration, working together while stipulating their own arguments.
Mm-hmm. So, Tudor, you just said Greece is not willing to reach some sort of rapprochement with Turkey, but on the other hand, they also want this positive dialogue with Turkey as well. What should be the common denominator regarding the, let's say, at least the framework for resolving those long-running disputes between the two?
Well, I would say the biggest issue at the moment has to do with the East Mediterranean, has with the gas resources. And the truth is, there isn't really a way for Greece, for Cyprus, and for Turkey to exploit these resources in an economic efficient fashion without coming to agreement with the other side. So the more this dispute goes on, the more these resources go unexploited. Right, so you could share a simple economic profit. That's simply the name of the game.
But for how long you think Turkey, could be excluded from the East Med Gas Forum, comprised of Southern Cyprus, Egypt, Greece, Israel, Jordan, Palestine, and Italy as an observer? So, what's your take on that? But just recently, just to remind you that I think in March, Israel said it wanted to see Turkey in this forum.
Well, this wouldn't surprise me, but the question here is what concession Turkey would have to offer, because at the moment these countries are together, Turkey is isolated, so I would expect that, the members of this forum would expect Turkey to come up with concessions. And maybe the way to do it is to first try to find some wedges between, or drive some wedges between the members of this group and try to find, a better negotiating position. Right. So in order to minimize concessions and maybe obtain some concessions of, from the Greek side as well.
Adi, if you'd like, you could add your comments on that. And I have another question. How has Turkey's, let's say, maritime demarcation deal and exclusive economic zone agreement with Libya impacted the East Med pipeline project so far? And do you think it is still feasible despite Turkey?
I don't think that it's feasible despite Turkey. Turkey should be a part of this very significant project, the East Gas Forum. As for the question that my colleague answered, the Greek diplomats, the Greek ministers, and the Greek media, they from time to time they do underline that this is not something against Turkey. East Gas Forum is not against Turkey. Turkey can be a member of this forum, but as my colleague told, Turkey needs to give some concessions. And what Turkey...
What kind of concessions? What kind of concessions?
Definitely Greece wants Turkey to abide by the UN Convention on Law of Sea and respect Greece's arguments about the
But Turkey is not a signatory
boundaries
to that agreement.
Yes, this is another significant part of the story, and Turkey is quite right to express its ideas about both the limits of it. But Greece never tells that this is something against Turkey, but it looks so.
Okay. So Tudor, Cyprus talks, which collapsed back in 2017, are set to resume soon in Geneva. What are your expectations from the upcoming summit? Are you hopeful? Are you optimistic this time?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't expect very much to come, a breakthrough to occur during a COVID year. Everyone is going to have bigger things on their minds. They are going to think about, what is going on with the pandemic, the vaccination, the state of the economy. And so I would say this is a situation that is, is going to keep to remain problematic this year as well. So if this is not going to bring the big change this year.
Okay, because we know that Turkey and the Turkish Cypriots ruled out discussing a federal system to reunify the island, and they say now a two-state accord is the only way moving forward. Ali, there's also the Greek denial of Turkish identity and Western Thrace. Why do you think Athens keep appointing, for example, chief muftis instead of elected ones? And what's the reason behind Greece's failure to recognize Turkish Muslims as Turkish Muslims?
Yes, from a historical framework, we can see that the official discourse about the identification of the minority changed over the years. Until 1950s, there was a Turkish minority there. From 50s until 1990s, there was a Muslim minority, and today there is a Muslim minority for Greece, composed of three groups. And one of the main reasons so as to deny the Turkish identity in Western Thrace has to do with the history of relations between the minority and the Greek state and Turkey. Greece is very sharp so as to reject this ethnic identification. But on the other hand, when you pay a visit to Western Thrace today, you can see how powerful is the ethnic Turkish identity across the region of Western Thrace. And it has also to do with the politics. Okay. The politics internally and Greece politics with the neighboring Turkey.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk.